Hey, come on in. Looks like you're a bit more calm than you sounded over the phone. Can I get you anything to drink? Got some tea and hot water. Got it. Alright, so what's going on? Sounded from what you described on the phone that you and one of your friends got into an argument. Hmm. I see. Is this baggage from a previous relationship or friendship? I see. What happened in the previous relationship? I see. What did he do? Going with someone more of his type. Did he mention the qualities he was looking for? Oh, I see. So he's looking for someone who tends to dress a bit more flashy and also more clingy. Is he part of a popular portion of groups or anything like that? I see. He let the popularity go to his head, now he's really conceited. I see. It sounds like he's got some humility lessons that he has to learn, and she's going along with the ride. Definitely some wake-up calls for them down the road. I see. That does happen to where it's hard to let go when someone has wronged us. Mm-hmm. Yes, it can be angering when we see those who have wronged us appearing like they're doing a lot better than us. But the question still remains, when they're operating in a state of dysfunction, are they really doing as well as they want us to believe? That's what you see. But here's the issue. If he left you so easily just to pursue another woman who appeals to his physical preferences and his ego, what is there to say that'll last? What's going to happen when he sees another woman more appealing to his preferences? Based on the patterns he's presented, I'd say he's most likely to dump her and then go out with the other person that he finds more attractive. And how long can he really keep that up before he finally develops a reputation of just going after women for whoever looks the best to him? That's not a great record, is it? So just because you don't see the catastrophe now, that does not mean it's not going to happen at all. You ever see this documentary series called Seconds from Disaster? It's a series that covers historical catastrophes from technology to natural disasters. And their opening line is, quote, "Disasters don't just happen. They are triggered by a chain of critical events," close quote. Those critical events develop over time, and it's the same thing here. What's more, you don't have to keep watching him to see whether or not it's going to actually happen. If anything, I think it's good he showed you these flaws this early before things really got serious and a whole lot more complications came about. And regarding your friends encouraging you to move on, I'm sure they mean well. Babe, can I be upliftingly honest with you? In this particular case, does it really take directly experiencing the situation mentioned for one's encouragement to heal to have validity? Furthermore, when it comes to our experience, I think many of us would see that we have more experience in traumatic events and not that much in the experiences of healing. And I think that can also be a problem. There are so many people among the living that are carrying baggage like this, and they are diminishing in their sanity. You don't have to continue this cycle, especially when you now have a boyfriend who is with you and interested in the qualities you have. When we focus solely on our pain and other experiences related, we can become blinded to the blessings we now have. You don't have to live that way. Those negative experiences do not have to be your identity. I know you want to heal, and we all want to help you. All of us who are truly close to you, whether we're friends or family, we want to be here for you. But the only way we can do that is if you allow us to be. While there is significance to our traumatic experiences, there are times where we try to make them our identity. See, we all can actually relate more than we think when it comes to experiencing trauma. But how many of us can relate to each other or even ourselves in the experience of healing? To which, for a good portion out there, and even myself, I have witnessed, when we suffer trauma, we often associate healing with revenge and endless condemnation more so than justice or self-defense. Here's a scenario. After we've been hurt by someone, and we then get the chance to carry out our revenge, we may do more damage to that individual than they did to us. But when we notice that after that progression of what we like to refer to as karma, if the individual corrects their behavior and moves on in their growth, this becomes unsettling within some of us. At that point, our pain that we thought would be removed upon our act of revenge is actually getting worse. Therefore, when we lose access to the offender to pursue similar actions as before, we become even more upset. So now any person who dares to reason with us to consider letting it go, we interpret it as a means of them trying to take away a part of our identity. We also try to place labels on them such as insensitivity, betrayal, disloyalty. Sound familiar? There have even been cases of people who have been wronged were not even satisfied with the perpetrator dying, claiming that death was just too easy. And in some cases, that was what they wanted. That is a great question that all of us need to ask. How do we properly heal? For this particular circumstance, dealing with someone who was unfaithful in a relationship or they dump us due to immature mentalities, we simply learn the common red flags of the demeanor and then we move on. It's only if the individual does something that would physically damage us or it would damage our reputation, such as defamation, that we should take action. But that action must be taken very cautiously and strategically. First and foremost, be proud of who you are and that you are growing in maturity each day. Now, if this guy boasts that he dumped you and people ask, first of all, you can always answer that it's none of their business. But if you feel you really need to say something, you can tell them something like, yeah, we broke up and I moved on. It's all good. Well, if your friends are advising you the same thing, I'd say you have a really good set of friends. They're telling it to you like it is. I sound like a dad, huh? I'd say that's a plus then. Gives you assurance that if we ever make it as far as starting a family, you know that your man is going to raise your kids right. If your ex does something that is damaging to you or is a risk to your safety, we'll deal with it together. And I'm going to tell you, the best revenge you can get is when you come out of a situation better than you were before. People with evil mentalities cannot stand those kind of results. Hey, come here. Anytime, babe. Be sure to thank your friends, too. They've been in your life a lot longer than I have, and they seem to be a really good bunch if they're telling you stuff like it is. Keep them kind of folk close. Always gotta be a smarty pants. But that's okay. We can just call ourselves the Smarty Bunch. Come on, let's lay down and chillax. I got a new movie that I think you'd like.